Hey guys, what is going on? My name is NoahJ456, and after over 30 hours of playing Gorod Krovi and over 10 hours of editing this tutorial, it is finally here, the ultimate Easter egg guide for Gorod Krovi. Just a quick disclaimer, if there is anything new that I need to add to this tutorial or any changes, it's going to be in the top line of the description because I want you guys to have the absolute best tutorial experience from this video. But as far as I know, I've done the Easter egg, I've gotten it up to the boss fight, and it's basically crashed on me twice. But I've gotten up to the boss fight, basically completed this almost 3 times now, and this is to my knowledge the best way to do this. If you have trouble with the dials, if you have trouble with the boss fight, if you have trouble with the bomb defusing step, I give you tips and tricks on all of the hard steps, and on the easy ones I take you through the easiest way to do it, give you guys some knowledge that you probably didn't know before, and honestly just had a lot of fun making this. So if you guys enjoy, if you guys want to see more of this, make sure you subscribe. I will be streaming this live a lot in the next upcoming weeks, just kind of trying to get people better at it because this Easter egg is more difficult than usual, hence the longer time. But without further ado, I hope you guys do enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started with step 1. Let's get it, boys. So the first step of this Easter egg is super simple. All you need to do is turn on the power, collect all 3 of the network circuits, ride a dragon over to Pack-a-Punch, complete your lockdown, and get your Dragon Strike controller. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what this means, you probably need to play the map a little bit more just to kind of get the feel of it. I assume 99% of you guys know what I'm talking about. But if you don't know how to do this, I do have a tutorial in the description. I recommend you watch that first. Learn kind of the basics of the map, how to get to Pack-a-Punch, how to get your Dragon Strike controller, because it's a very essential part and something that you learn almost right away whenever you're doing this map. So in the description below, I have a tutorial for that, but I assume that everyone watching this knows how to get their Dragon Strike controller, which is step 1 of the Easter egg. So go ahead, grab your Dragon Strike controller, and while you are here, make sure you pick up your egg. Now, the egg is a very essential part as well. You will need this for a couple different steps in the Easter egg once it is hatched and once you get your gauntlet. So go ahead, get your egg while you're down here, and then let's continue on with step 2 of the Easter egg. So just a quick mention before I go on, because I will not be explaining it throughout the Easter egg. I'd rather just explain it all now and get it out of the way. You will need to hatch your egg and complete all of the egg challenges as soon as possible. Basically, as you're completing the other steps and as you're doing everything else in this tutorial, you need to be completing your egg because it is essential to get the last trophy, which I'll explain later on in the Easter egg. But this does take a few rounds to do, so I recommend getting started as soon as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly explain every single step of how to hatch your egg really quickly now. So running through each and every step of the egg, the first thing you need to do is go down to the hatchery. Again, just shoot the egg, grab it, and you'll be good to go for that. The second thing you need to do for the egg is take it to any of the nests around the map. This is the one that I recommend, is just right out there in the open in the very middle, right next to the power switch. Put it in there, and then you need to have a dragon breathe fire on it. Now, as soon as the dragon breathes fire on it, it will need to cool down for 1 full round. So basically, if you have the dragon breathe fire on it around 7, on round 8, you're going to have to wait 1 complete round, so just the entire round 8, and then round 9, you can pick it up again. Very easy to do. Let it cool down, pick it back up, and then you're on to the next one, which is killing napalm zombies. Now, to get napalm zombies, again, just have the dragon breathe fire on them, and as soon as they're on fire, just shoot them all to death. And as soon as you've killed enough, you will complete the step. And if you want to check what progress you're on or what step you're on, just go ahead, head back to the spawn, and you can look at the very bottom of your leaderboard, and it will tell you what step the egg is on. Or you can just press the back button, and whenever you killed enough, it will go up in a giant chunk. It doesn't literally go up by each zombie you kill. Just once you've killed enough, it'll go up a giant chunk, and then you are on to the next step, which is killing zombies with penetration kills. Now, snipers are very good for this. LMGs with headshots are very good for this, and basically just any weapon that you're killing multiple zombies with the same bullets is very good. So SMGs aren't the greatest, but if you use things like assault rifles and just shoot them all in the head, or if you get insta-kills and just shoot through an entire train of zombies, you're going to complete this pretty quickly. You basically just have to get a semi-powerful weapon, shoot through a bunch of zombies at once, and you will complete it. And the one after that is very easy. Just get melee kills. Either use a Bowie knife, either use your shield, or just use your normal knife. Once you get a few melee kills with zombies, you can go on to the last one, which is going to the hatchery. Now, once in the hatchery, you're going to insert your egg into this thing right here. You're going to have to defend it against a few different zombies. It will go into lockdown mode once again. And then once you have defended it against all of the zombies, it will say the egg needs to cool down. You need to let it cool for 1 complete round, just like you did earlier when you had the dragon fire on it. And then you're able to grab the egg, go to the spawn, pick up your reward from the little skeleton hand on the little thing, and you'll actually get your gauntlet with the little tiny baby dragon on it, which is just absolutely so cute. So that is the entire process. If you have any more questions about that, I'll have a link down below in the description that'll help you through that as well. But again, you need to be completing that as you're doing everything else. If you're not completing it as you're doing everything else, you're going to be kind of like behind, because a lot of these steps do take a couple kills, and then you have to let it wait for full rounds. So do this as the entire process is going on. This is the last I'm going to mention of the egg. The next time you're going to hear about this thing is the next step, which requires the gauntlet. So make sure you're doing this as the tutorial goes on, and make sure you're doing this just, again, as it's going on, because you're not going to want to do this whenever it's time to actually have the gauntlet to get the trophy. So again, last I'm going to speak of it. Hope you guys can get this as soon as possible. Let's get on with the actual next step of the Easter egg. So let's go ahead and get started with the valve step of the Easter egg and turning the dials until you get the master code cylinder out of one of the airflow system vents. So the first thing you need to do to get this thing started is you need to turn on the generator for the first time. Now, to turn on the generator for the first time, it's very, very easy to do. After you've completed the lockdown mode, you can come down to this area around round 7, and these Valkyrie drones will start to spawn. You'll get one single Valkyrie drone very, very early on. Usually you would have to wait till a Valkyrie drone round or something like that. But if you come down here and you just hang in this bottom area before round 11 or so, just beginning around round 7, you can actually get the Valkyrie drones beforehand, before you have to wait till around 11 for the usual Valkyrie drone round. So come down here as soon as it's round 7 and hang out in here, and you will get one of these things to spawn. So basically all you need to do is in this kind of like middle section right here, you actually just have to kill a Valkyrie drone, and it will power up the generator. As you can see here, let's see if I can get it. There it is. Boom. As soon as you kill this thing, it will zap this control panel and actually activate the generator for the first time. As you guys can see, this generator will come on, and you'll see the smoke blowing out of it. It will be blowing this tarp up, and it is activated for this round. Now, a few things about this generator. Number one is it will activate once per round, and you will have to manually activate it each and every time you want to use it. Basically, the first time you activate the generator, it will turn on automatically, but each and every time after that, you will have to turn it on manually. Basically, if you end a round and the generator is off, you'll be able to come back here, hit this button, hold square right here or hold X right here, and it will actually activate the generator again. And you can only complete this step, and the lights will only be on while this generator is on. So if you end a round and the generator is still on, as soon as it turns off, you will have to go to the next round. So make sure you're waiting and you're doing everything you can during the rounds when it's on, and then waiting till it is turned off and the lights have turned off to go on to the next part. This will all make a lot more sense in just a second, but that is how the generator works. All right, so once you activate the generator, for a limited amount of time, there are going to be 6 things in the world that are now activatable. You're gonna need to know where each of these is and what the name of it is. I'll explain more on this in just a second, but I'm gonna show you what they look like and kind of what they signify and the name of the location of each one. So this one right here, this is what they look like. This one right here is called the department store one, and this is actually important. You're gonna need to know this in a little bit. This is the department store one. So if you're wondering where the department store is, it's this one right here. As you can see, each one of these has a kind of like number dial system on it. You can go 1, 2, or 3. You just run up and hold square or X on them, and it will switch around the dials. And basically the idea is that the air comes out of the bottom, goes up, and then you redirect it into one of 3 different tubes, each one of these 3 numbers being a different area on the map. You really don't need to know how this works. I'm going to explain to you just how you figure out what number is on each one, and that's really all you need to do. Very, very simple, but this is what they look like, and this one is called the department store. Now over here we have the armory one, which is up these stairs. This one is called armory. You will need to know this one. This is the armory, and this one is also special. You're basically going to need to find 2 different things and signify which locations 2 different things are on the map. The one with the green light and the one with the cylinder in it. You'll actually be able to see a code cylinder in this little tube right here. You need to find where the green one is, and you need to find where the code cylinder is, and that's basically all you need to do. You don't need to worry about whether the light is on or blue, but if it's green, you need to know where this one is. This is your start point. Your green is always go. That is your start point. I'll explain this more in a second, but basically this one up here again is called the armory. But if we head all the way down here, you can actually see this one is the supply depot right here, and this one is special because this is our endpoint. As you can see, the code cylinders in it, it will basically this is the only other important one that you need to know for now. This one has the code cylinder in it, so this is our ending point. The green is the starting point, and the code cylinder is the ending point. But again, right now I'm just showing you guys the name of these things. But this is what the code cylinder looks like. When I say that you need to look for your endpoint where your code cylinder is, this would be this one for me, which is in the supply depot. Again, right there, it'll be all up on your screen so you can read that, and it'll be nice and easy. So let's go ahead and fly all the way over to the other side of the map. We have there's a grand total of 6. So you need to know where each of them is and what they're called. So this one right here is called the infirmary. You can actually see these things on the signs. This is this way to Dragon Command. This one is the infirmary right here. It's over here in this corner. Again, it doesn't matter if this had blue. It doesn't matter if this one was blank because it can not have a light. But this one right here is called infirmary. And then the next one up is over here. This one is in this big open area. This one is called the tank right here. Tank. Or tank factory, just the tank area. If anything has tank in it, that is where that one is. So that dial right there is called tank. And then flying over here, last but not least, we have Dragon Command. Again, Dragon Command is in Dragon Command. This one, lights off, literally doesn't matter at all. You just need to find where that green light is, and you need to find the cylinder that has the code cylinder in it. So again, we already found that was over there in the supply depot. So we have found all 6 of our things, and we have identified which one is green, and we have identified which one has the code cylinder in it. Let's go ahead and tell you guys what number you need to set each one of these dials to. So I decided instead of doing this 7-minute explanation I just recorded for you guys on how to figure this out for yourself, I figured I'd just make this very, very easy on you guys and just give you a chart for each one of the 6 places and tell you basically what the code you need to put into each one of the locations is. Very, very easy to follow. If these images are too hard to read, I will have them down below in the description. There's going to be a link to an album of images where you can just look at this, and I'm going to teach you guys how to follow these images right here. So basically all you need to do is just look at if green light at blank. So say my green light is at tank. So I'm going to look at this image right here. The other images don't matter at all. If green light at tank, I'm going to go to this image and say that my code tube is in the supply depot. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, look at the very bottom line, and those are my codes right there. Tank 1, Barracks 3, Dragon 2, Department Store 1, Armory 1, Supply 3. All you need to do is go to each one of these locations, turn the dial to that point, and it will basically confirm it and enter you in and allow you to get the code tube out of wherever it is. So you basically, all you need to do is go turn the tank dial to 1, the barracks dial to 3, the dragon dial to 2, the department store dial to 1, the armory dial to 1, and the supply dial to 3. There it goes. It will pop right out of there, and you can go ahead and grab the code tube out of wherever the code tube was sitting and take it over to Sophia. So that is the entire process dumbed down. Credit to some people on Reddit that I'm going to link down below in the description. These guys were basically the entire reason I was able to get through all the iterations. It would have taken me far too long to do it by myself, but these guys helped me out. Those are the codes right there, dumbing down one of the most annoyingly difficult steps to solve whenever you're doing on solo, and just making it into like a 20-second process. Boom, bada boom, right there. Find the green light, find where your code is, follow the line, turn all the dials, and you're good to go. You'll get the code tube out, and we can go ahead and go on to the next step. So after getting the code cylinder, you need to take it over to Sophia, and she will open up a password module. Now you need to put in the password, which is CRONOS, into the console to actually activate this. Now you do this by shooting the right hand side of each of the lines of letters. It will shift the line, and you just need to make it spell out CRONOS, and then go ahead and hold square or X on Sophia again, and she will accept the password and basically get all sassy on you. This is where kind of the fun of the Easter eggs begins, and this is when you truly unlock Sophia's potential. And basically she will unlock the ability for you to place the trophies onto the trophy register, which is over here. Now obviously you did not have this ability before. You can collect the trophies at any point in time, and I'll be explaining to you guys how you collect each and every trophy, and you can do this at any time during the game, but you can only start to place them now, and you need to collect 6 trophies, and we're going to be going through and I'm showing you guys each and every place that you get each and every trophy, and then you're going to be able to complete some challenges after this. But first of all, let's go ahead, let's get through, and let's get all 6 trophies so we can place them on here. As you can see, we had already got 5, but let's go ahead and explain how we get each and every one of these. So basically the trophies are hidden around the map. There are 6 of them. All you need to do is complete the task to actually get the trophy out of wherever it is hiding or whatever you need to do to get it, and then you need to just go ahead and grab it. But if you take a look at these 3 soldiers here, at the right soldier's hands, he's actually holding something, which is going to fall off right about now whenever I shoot it here. So all you need to do is just shoot it once. As you can see, it's going to fall out of his hand right there. It's going to bounce down, and you're going to go up and grab it. Just again, top of the right shoulder's hand, shoot it, it'll fall down, it'll fall right onto that spot. Hold square or X, take it, you're done with 1/6 of the trophy. So for the next trophy, all you need to do is make your way over to the supply depot area, go ahead and turn on the trap from any of the 3 locations right here, and then wait for the giant's I-beam to finish frying the floor. That's literally all you have to do. You just have to buy the trap, wait for it to end, and you'll see at the very, very bottom, after the giant's I-beam is all done, you will see a locker explode, and the trophy will be sitting right there. Again, all you have to do is just wait for it to end, and the trophy will be sitting right there. Extremely easy to do. Again, and another very easy trophy. Let's go on to the trophy number 3. The next one up is again very easy to do, and all you need is a shield. So come over here to the double tap area with a shield. I'm gonna go ahead and show this from third person here. All you need to do is just run up and shield blast the catwalk right here. Just boom, right there, right in the middle of it. You'll see a trophy actually flies out of the water and up into here. You can run over and grab it. It's super easy to do. There it is, your third trophy. The next one up is the toilet trophy. It's really easy to get. All you need to do is go through the sewer pipe escape and shoot the ceiling in the second tunnel where you saw that green light. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys where the green light is again. Normally this thing is red, but due to a theater mode glitch, it's already green for us in this picture here. But normally this thing will be red. All you need to do is just jump into the sewer system and shoot the ceiling at this red thing, which turns green after you shoot it, as you can see. So jump into the sewers, just shoot that thing, very easy. And as soon as you shoot it, as you can see up here at the very top, you will actually get a trophy coming out of the toilet. It will start bubbling and everything like that. It's pretty disgusting, but this trophy will come out and you just need to run up and grab it. Very easy to do. It's just a 2-part step. You can do this very easily if you just send someone through the tunnels, let the second person run up and grab it, and then go on to the next step. So there it is. There is the toilet trophy. All right, so for your second to last trophy, what you need to do is come over to the supply depot area. I'll show you the surrounding area real quick, so just so you can get an idea of where this hole is. You're gonna need to find this hole right here, which you guessed it, looks like a Dragon Strike sized area. You need to come over here and you need to go ahead and use your Dragon Strike on this area right there, right in the middle of it. The dragon will come down and strike it, obviously keep any zombies away from here if you possibly can. And as soon as you finish, the little nuke will come out of the ground. You're gonna grab that trophy and you're on to the last one. So remember at the very beginning when I said you had to be filling up your eggs and getting your gauntlets? Yeah, it's time because you need it for the last trophy. Go ahead, just finish filling up your eggs if you're not already. Go ahead, get your gauntlet out of your reward grave tombstone, head over right next to the buildable table, release your dragon with L2, punch the safe and grab the last trophy out of there and head over to this giant screen. Now you're gonna hold the X or square or whatever to go ahead and place all of the trophies into their slots. Again, you do have to complete the step where you get the code cylinder out and complete the code before it'll let you place any of these trophies. But as you can see, each one of the 6 will go in there. Now, it is on to phase 2, which is the challenge part. Now, each one of these trophies has a different challenge, so as soon as you activate this, they're all gonna light up, kind of flash around, and then it's gonna pick a challenge randomly from this 6. So I'm gonna show you exactly what that looks like right now. All right, so here I am running over, and after she finishes talking and everything like that, go ahead and activate it. It will pick a random trophy, and it's a little hard to see, but this one is the actual one that's lit up, and this one signifies the Gersh challenge. So I'll go ahead and explain to you guys how the Gersh challenge works right now. So basically the Gersh challenge spawns in this orb around the map that you have to shoot 3 different times. As you can see, it will go to a location and hide there until you find it and shoot it. As you can see, you have to blast the crap out of it, and if you blast it enough, it will actually die, but you will have to follow it around. As soon as you start shooting it, it will move to a different location over and over and over. It can go through walls, it can juke you, it can change directions just at any point in time. And basically, the more you shoot it, the more damage you do, but when you do enough damage, it will actually freeze and then just start talking for a little bit. You have to make it freeze and start talking 3 different times by doing enough damage to it 3 different times. It's just super simple to do. You just have to follow it around and track it using your ears, just calling it out to your teammates if you're playing in a team, and just following around, tracking it, and shooting it with as much bullets as it takes for it to freeze, start talking, and then move again. And you have to do this 3 different times, and then you have to meet all the way back in the Dragon Laboratory, and then basically Sophia will absorb this thing, extract the knowledge out of it. Poor Gersh, man. Poor Gersh. The storyline you get from this is just so sad. So sad. But anyway, you need to take it back to Sophia, go back to the Dragon Command Lab, and you will have extracted what you need from Gersh, and that is the first challenge done. So real quick, before we get on to the next trophy challenge, a quick tip for you guys. Don't wait till the end of the round to start this, because basically it'll just end the rounds repeatedly. Just as soon as you're ready to go ahead and activate the button. As you can see, we just finished the last challenge, and the button is already green again. As soon as you finish Gersh, as soon as you finish whatever challenge, the button will turn green. As you can see, we literally just sucked up Gersh, and the button turned green again. So as soon as the button's green and you're ready to go, just go ahead, run up and press the button again, and it will select a new challenge. You don't have to wait till the next round or anything like that. So we run up, select select it, and then we get bombs next. As you can see, it will select, and then bombs will be the green one. And basically, this one is the hardest one, and that you really, really need to be ready for. So let me take some time and explain this one, because after you finish bombs and you get through this one, you're basically home free, because the rest of them are really, really easy. All right, so because this is the step that can instant kill you and ruin your game, I am going to explain this in quite a bit of depth and how we did it and some tips and tricks to doing this by yourself. Basically, whenever you get the bomb step, whenever you hit the button, it's going to flash around all these, and it's going to land on one. If it lands on bombs, I immediately call out my teammates, bombs, 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 and they already know what to do. So basically, there are 6 bombs on the map. Every single thing you see on here, besides Belinsky Square, has a bomb. So Tank Factory, Infirmary, Armory, Supply Depot, Department Store, and Dragon Command all have bombs, and you need to know where to go. So basically, how we set it up is one of my teammates was in charge of Tank Factory and Infirmary. One of my teammates had Supply Depot and Armory. I had Dragon Command. The person who is calling stuff out has Dragon Command, and then Department Store is the other one. So let me show you guys what this looks like in real time. So basically, how this is going to work is you're going to activate the button. It's going to select bombs. This screen is going to blink 4 times. All of them are going to blink 4 times. It's going to do a quick scan all around very, very fast. And then after that, it's going to blink the order, and you have to memorize it. You have to memorize it. Basically, what I did is I just had a piece of paper ready to write down, and as soon as one flashed, I drew a number where it was. So I just had a piece of paper and drew everything where it was. So let me just show you guys what this looks like in real time. So activate it. It's going to flash around, choose bombs. It's going to flash 4 times like this. Scan through them real quick, and here's the order. There it is. It gives you the order, and you have to memorize it. So immediately after I got the order, I wrote it down very, very quickly as I was doing it. I was kind of like no-look writing and activating and telling my teammates, yo, Tank Factory first, then Department Store, then blah, 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 then blah, 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 then blah, blah, blah. So I'm basically, my entire job is just calling out each one in order and then getting the Dragon Command, and my teammates are just running to one of their 2 spots and defusing them in the order in which they get them. So it's very, very easy to do in concept, but it is a little hard because you do have zombies running around. If you defuse them in the wrong order, you all die. Or if you don't defuse them in time, you all die. Unless you're in the spawn area, on a dragon, or you're in the pack-a-punch area. If you think you're going to lose, you might want to go ahead and jump on one of those things so you don't all die, because anyone who is in the main area of the map besides the spawn, you're going to die. And if you do the bombs incorrectly, they're all going to blow up, and you're all going to die unless you're in one of those 3 safe areas, the dragon, the Belinsky Square, or if you're in the pack-a-punch area. But basically, if you defuse them in the incorrect order, they're all going to blow up. If you fail to defuse them in time, they're all going to blow up. Or if you just defuse the wrong one, it's all going to blow up. So you do have to do them in order, in the order in which it flashes. But let's go ahead and show you guys what they look like and where they are in the map, because this is the hardest step. I do want to explain it in the most detail possible. Alright, so here is what it looks like whenever I'm actually calling this out. I'm calling out right now, tank, 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 tank is first. I'm doing the call outs, and my teammate who is in charge of tank and infirmary is running to tank. And here's what the bomb looks like. Here's the location of it in tank. It will have both of these blue things up in front. And again, if this is the wrong bomb, if I called this out incorrectly, we're all gonna die. Every single person who's inside this facility is gonna die. But luckily, I called it out correctly. The person who was tank defused it. That's what it looks like when it's defused. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the rest of the bombs throughout the map. The one in infirmary is down these stairs. Oh, wrong way. Down these stairs all the way down here. So the person who is in charge of infirmary and tank is in charge of this one and tank, where I just showed you guys. This is the other bomb he's in charge of, okay? So that's my first teammate. My second teammate is in charge of, let me make sure I'm going the right direction here. Goodness, this map is still confusing, even though I've been playing it for over 40 hours now. Okay, so the next bomb over here, this is the armory bomb right here. As you can see, it's kind of the middle area. It's the little tiny area. It has the upstairs and downstairs. This is the armory bomb right here. That one needs to be diffused in the correct order, not right away, but in the correct order. This is the next one right here. As you can see, he is already ready to diffuse this one right here. This one is the supply depot. That is that bomb right there. So whenever it's the supply depot's turn, again, he can't defuse it out of order, but as soon as it's supply depot's turn, he's going to hold X on that one to defuse that one, hold X or square right there. So there are those two. That's what the next person has in charge of. The person back here only has one to be in charge of because it's so far away, but it is in the department store. It is all the way down on the first floor. So here's the spawn area, just around this corner on the other side. He's just kind of training right next to it, waiting for it to be his turn. Because remember, you do have a limited amount of time to do this before they all blow up anyway. So this one still needs to be defused right here. Basically, he's going to run around the corner here and just defuse this one when it is this one's turn. And then the last but not least is the Dragon Command. So this is one teammate in this building right here. We have another teammate on either side down here. People up here in the armory, or a person up here in the infirmary who is also taking care of the tank. And then we have, last but not least, me, who is over here calling them out from, basically, I mean, the board isn't going to help me anymore after that initial thing. I just have to know them and memorize them. But my bomb to defuse whenever it's my turn to defuse is up here in the corner. This is the Dragon Command bomb right here. So that is the location of each one of the bombs. Basically, again, you just need to watch this thing. And the hardest job here is the call-out person. Make sure you put the person who can react the quickest and everything like that. And it's still very, very hard. Even if you work well under pressure, it's still very hard. What I recommend doing is basically, as it's being called out, just write numbers. So I was watching this thing, Tank Factory flash first, and I got just a little piece of sticky note or just a piece of notebook paper, and with a pen, I wrote 1. As soon as the next one flashed, department store, I just wrote 2 at the bottom of the page, just far, far bottom, so I didn't get it confused. As soon as supply, I forgot what was for next on mine, but let's just say supply was next, so I wrote a 3 on the very right hand side of the page. Then Dragon Command, top of the page, I wrote a 4, and then it was like infirmary, armory, and then I wrote 5, 6 right there, or whatever your order is, because it will be a different order each time. Just make sure you write it down very, very quickly, and or if you think you can remember it all just by the one time it flashes up on screen, you can do that as well. But just go ahead, memorize your order, and call it out to people, and then make sure whoever's in here calling things out, this is yours. So basically call it out and then get by your bomb and get ready to defuse it. So again, that is how the bombs work. It's the most stressful step. It's the hardest step. The rest of these are a walk in the park. So as soon as you defuse the last bomb, you will be done. You'll get that Y flash on the screen. The button will turn green again, and you'll be ready to go on to the next one, which all of these are just straight up a walk in the park. So let's go ahead and get on to the next trophy challenge. So the next thing up is this Disable Valkyrie. So wait for this one to light up right here, and it will give you a spot on the map. I barely look at it in this gameplay, but it usually starts in Belinsky Square, and you have to escort it all the way to this room in the Dragon Command Center. Now, this thing has to be escorted. You have to be basically touching this thing. Now, it won't attack you. It won't do anything. It can be destroyed by your weapon, so you need to watch out for that. You can accidentally destroy this thing if you shoot it too much or anything like that, but you basically just have to walk it all the way to the portal, exactly where you brought Gersh. That's what you have to do with this thing. Again, this one is a very, very easy one, but both this one and the Mangler Challenge, which is one of the ones coming up next, are made very, 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 very easy if you put on the Undead Man Walking Gobblegum. Especially if we're playing solo, an Undead Man Walking Gobblegum will literally make these challenges feel like it's just like too easy, because the zombies will be too slow. They won't be able to get to you in time. You can literally just walk the drone past all of the zombies, and honestly, that's my one and only tip for you guys on the next 2 steps, is use Undead Man Walking. At least have one person on your team with Undead Man Walking, and literally make these steps, like in any of the steps for that matter, super, super easy, because you will always have zombies during these steps, and Undead Man Walking like can't hurt at all. It seriously is just super, super OP, and that's basically all you have to do for this step. And let's get on to the next one. So for the next challenge, it is a drop pod that goes outside of the map at one of the 3 locations the dragons can take off from. Now, whenever you activate this, it'll either pop up on the map right there, it'll flash on the map, or you can just go ahead and look up in the sky wherever it turns green. And I'm really, really glad I had an L4 Siege for this, because I basically had to clutch it for my team, because I just had to kill all of the zombies here. Basically, it's outside of the map. You will not be attacked from behind at all. There are no zombies who will come from behind you. All of the zombies spawn outside of the map, and you have to clear them all out, and then save this thing from being attacked. And I actually finished it very, very quickly with the number of kills I was getting. But basically, you'll finish it off. You'll see that it opens up just like a normal drop pod would. Again, it's just outside of the map, and that's the only real difference from it. But as you can see, I finished filling it up right about here. All the zombies die out there, and the thing will open up. Now, you actually have to retrieve this thing with your little baby mini dragon. So what I do is I go ahead and I run back and I take out my gauntlet. I actually forgot for a second there that I had to retrieve it. But yeah, I'm still not going to retrieve retrieve it. I'm still wasting time. You're getting closer to failing. But go ahead, take out your dragon, press L2 right on the balcony, just as close as you can get to it. Your dragon will actually fly out there, grab the piece of cargo that's actually in there, and will come and drop it back off. You'll see him come back in just a second, and he drops it right there in front of me for that blue drop. I run, I pick it up, and then you can take it to Sophia. And again, once you have this piece of cargo, you do need to get over there before she fails you if you run out of time, or you let it be destroyed. Those are the two ways you can fail this: running out of time or having it be destroyed. So take it over, place it in Sophia's little cargo container, and that will complete this challenge. Another really easy one if you're set up for it. Just make sure your entire team is firing off there, or you get really lucky by having someone with an L4 siege just clutch it for everyone because no one else was ready. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on to the next one. So as you saw me do right there, I activated the next one, which was the Russian Mangler trophy. So if you see this one lined up, a Russian Mangler that with green eyes will spawn in somewhere on the map. Now this is where you almost need Undead Man Walking, because this thing is incredibly hard to do without it, because the Russian Mangler is exactly like the Valkyrie drone mission. You have to be pretty darn close for him to kind of like aggro onto you, except this time he doesn't follow a set path. He actually like follows you to attack you. You do have to get close to him, because if you're not close enough to him, you do have to hunt around and find him. If you're not close enough to him, he will actually just start wandering away, and if you run out of time, he will just explode. So basically you just have to run around the map, find this Russian Mangler somewhere on the map. You cannot attack him. Again, your weapons can kill him, so you don't want to attack him because he can die if you shoot him too much. But basically you have to just walk around the map, and here we find him right here. There's this Russian Mangler with the green eyes, and basically we have to stand close enough to him that he's going to be attacking us and shooting us the entire time, but we have to lead him all the way over to spawn. Now again, if we get too far away from him, if we don't have him aggroed on us anymore, he will turn around and walk the other direction, and we will get closer and closer to running out of time to do this. You have to basically get him to the spawn by attacking you in a certain amount of time. Now you can imagine with zombies running all around that this is near impossible. Be my guest to try it without Undead Man Walking, but seriously, that Gobblegum is a lifesaver on this step, or just fear in the headlights, or just something to stop all the zombies from coming, because you have to kill, or otherwise you have to kill a bunch of zombies, and the Russian Mangler is just going to be shooting you in the back the entire time, and there's nothing you can do about it because you cannot kill him, or else you'll basically lose the step. So just keep running, keep making your way to spawn. Eventually he will get there, and whenever he gets close enough, he will walk straight up onto the platform. Sophia will absorb him, and you will be done with this step, and on finally to the last challenge. So basically the last one is going to be a challenge where you basically just have to do a big old lockdown. That's what the trophy looks like. So if that trophy lights up, walk over to this register right here where you basically activated this whole thing to start with, grab the key card, and then load your team up onto the dragon, because you have to take the dragon and you're taking it down to that big red terminal down there. If you're playing with multiple players, everyone has to hold square on it to get it started, and whenever you do that, you will basically have a Mangler only lockdown drill. And this makes it super easy if you have the ray gun Mark III, because you can literally just sit in a corner and blast it. But basically it's exactly like the original lockdown, except that now you have 3 different doors to defend, and then you have the entire area to defend, but it is all Russian Manglers the entire time. So it's a little bit more difficult, but if you just sit in the room with no other entrances to it, where we do at the very end, just shoot the ray gun Mark III at the window, you literally can finish this before the time is even up, and then it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just kill off every single thing in the map, just watch them melt before your eyes, and as soon as they're all dead, the waves will stop. You'll just wait for the download progress to complete if you finished it before the download was complete, and basically you just have to run over, grab the key card, return that one to Sophia, and then you will be ready to go with pretty much the second to last step, which is getting the power source from Sophia right before the boss fight. So after you complete your 6th task, you will head back to Sophia, and she'll just start talking for a little bit. She'll provide you with the power cores that you need to give to Nikolai to start up the boss fight, and I'll show you guys exactly what you need to do before then, because you will have to actually fly your dragon out to give it to him. I'll show you what that looks like right now. So go ahead and head over, and you're going to take out your Gauntlet of Siegfried and release the dragon right in front of this Belinsky Square bus. It may take a few tries just because the dragon is a little uncooperative sometimes, but just release it right there. Go ahead, let him fly over to the Nikolai 1.0 thing and power up the mech. Basically, he's gonna say, hey, come join me for a dragon fight. So once you hear him say this, you can go ahead and head back to Sophia, and one last time you have to talk to her before going into the boss fight. So after you go back to the Dragon Command area and get close enough, Sophia will automatically despawn all the zombies, and she'll start talking, and then she is going to ascend, baby, and ascend she does. It's actually pretty funny. Storyline here is absolutely amazing, but we're talking about the boss fight now, getting set up for the boss fight. So a couple different things that are really good. Pack-a-Punch NX Shadow Claws on at least 2 of your players, plus Aftertaste on every single player. The reason I say that is because the Pack-a-Punch NX Shadow Claws instantly revive people. So if you go down and you have Aftertaste, Aftertaste is unlimited uses, by the way. Basically, the entire boss fight, if you go down and you get shot with the Pack-a-Punch Shadow Claw, you come back with all of your perks. That's it. And as you can see here, Sophia has officially ascended. She backed up off the grate and has revealed the grate where we actually are going to go into the boss fight as soon as we're all set up and ready. So anyway, have every single person on your team run Aftertaste, and if everyone's running Aftertaste, you're going to be able to be revived with all your perks repeatedly over and over and over as long as you're being revived, and it's super easy to do if you have Pack-a-Punch and X Shadow Claws. Trust me, you're going to want this because it takes away a ton of stress from this Easter egg. So go ahead, get set up with all the weapons you want. I recommend refreshing your shield as well because there is a lot of fire in the first part of this boss fight. Make sure you take either a Russian Mangler helmet or you go ahead and take your Fire Wings, whichever one you have unlocked. If you want to take the... honestly, I take the Fire Wings because of all the explosive damage that Nikolai does in his part of the boss fight. So go ahead, take the Fire Wings, and there's a lot of fire on the ground as well, so Fire Wings are way, way better in my opinion. But if you only have the Mangler helmet, go ahead and take that. It doesn't really matter, but you should have the Fire Wings. But after all of that, after you're all set up, let's go ahead and go into the boss fight and show you guys how you're going to beat this thing. Alright, so let's talk boss fight tips and tricks and how you're going to beat this thing and how to beat each and every phase. So, first things first, after you enter the boss fight, you do have to activate the boss fight. You'll see me go up and hit a button to actually start the boss fight. That's what you got to do to get this thing started. You can, I guess, train zombies out here if you don't want to complete it or anything like that. So, if you want to, you can just stay out here for a little bit, rack up some points. But for me, personally, we were all set to go. I go ahead and hit the button, which is going to shoot the Giant's laser in there and activate the boss fight. So, a couple tips and tricks and everything like that. First of all is that the first phase is against a dragon, second phase is against Nikolai. Now the dragon is going to burn the entire middle section of the map. If you take out your shield while you're running past this, this is going to keep you alive. You're not going to take any damage from that. There will still be zombies and manglers and everything running around. Nikolai will help in destroying those a little bit, but you do have to watch out because Nikolai, even though he is friendly in the first stage, he's helping you take out the dragon, he is still going to do damage with his explosives to you. So if you're standing right underneath his feet and he's shooting out shockwaves and stuff like that, he is still going to do damage to you. You need to just try your hardest to stay away from Nikolai at all points during this boss fight because he is pretty darn dangerous when he's up close and personal, even if he's not even trying to kill you at that point. So, okay, so now that we have all that out of the way, that's the main thing, the main like tip and trick for the first boss fight. The second of which is that the dragon is going to be attacked by Nikolai. As you can see right here, he's going to shoot this little shock charge in the dragon's neck. As soon as he does that, there's going to be a weak spot in the dragon right next to his wing. He basically has 3 different weak points that you have to destroy before the dragon will actually die. The dragon does actually die. It's pretty awesome to see. But basically, you just have to do enough damage so that the dragon flinches and everything like that, and he will move around to different areas. And basically, as soon as he's shot by Nikolai, he is vulnerable. I recommend throwing monkey bombs and everything at this point, and making sure you're not going down on anything stupid like when you're just shooting at the dragon or anything like that. Second tip is that you get 1 max ammo for each part of this boss fight. Now, I recommend not using your max ammo until everyone's used their monkeys and everything like that. Don't use the max ammo until you absolutely need to because it will stay there forever, and you'll get 1 max ammo for the very beginning part of the boss fight whenever you're fighting the dragon. You'll get another one whenever you have Nikolai. So you can technically beat the boss fight and still have 2 max ammos laying around. So again, don't use them until absolutely necessary. So anyway, at this point in the boss fight, we have one of the dragon things taken down. We have one of the weak points taken down. The second one is kind of like on his chest area that you'll see me shoot at in just a second here. But again, the first one starts like right next to his wing. The second one starts at his chest area right there. You can take out whatever weapons you want to take him out. Again, the L4 Siege is really, really good if you can hit shots, but it's mainly good for cleaning up zombies that are kind of being attacked by these monkeys here. So a couple different things. Again, you're going to see why the NX Shadow Claws are so good right here. This guy basically just got revived with all of his perks. Boom, bada boom, easy peasy, lemon squeezy right there. As you can see, the dragon goes back here. We shoot at him a lot, and he flinches. He takes enough damage, and we are finished with that part of it. So basically, we're on to the third stage, which is just to shoot him in the neck. And as soon as we do that, we get this cutscene right here. So I wanted to show you that really, really quickly. The dragon will basically spew out a lot of fire and everything like that, and then he'll explode, and then you will get a cutscene from Nikolai a couple seconds later. You will still be vulnerable right before you get the cutscene, so make sure you're watching out for that. So now we're on to the Nikolai part of the boss fight. Now, Nikolai has a couple of different attacks. Number one is that he has basically a machine gun that he will just fire at you, it does a ton of damage. You need to find cover. Basically, whenever Nikolai is firing at you with his machine gun, you need to put something between you and him because he just does a ton of damage with that. So that is the machine gun. It is explosive damage, so the fire wings do help in negating some of that damage. As you can see right there, that is him shooting the machine guns at someone. The second thing that he can do is that he can send out wraps, and that is actually one of the points where you actually need to make sure you're killing him, because he only exposes part of his body whenever he's sending out wraps. So he will basically have these things on his shoulders come out, and he'll be shooting out wraps. You just need to be watching for it, and as soon as those parts of his shoulders are exposed, you do need to lay into them as he's shooting out wraps, because that does do a ton of damage to him, and you do have to destroy each one of those shoulder things in order to beat him and in order to take him out. So he has 2 things on his shoulders, and then he has 2 things on his chest, and that's basically the entire boss fight. Again, he's just going to use all of these different abilities. He can stomp on you as well. He will kind of like boost across the map. If he lands on you, boom, you're dead. If he pretty much catches you in his sight or anything like that, there you see him boosting cross map. Again, make sure you're avoiding that, and basically you just need to lay into his chest, destroy the 2 things on either side of his chest, as you can see this little orange thing that I'm shooting at right there, and destroy the 2 things that are on his shoulders only when he shoots out the wraps. They will be orange as well, and they'll be exposed when he's shooting out the wraps that you can see throughout this boss fight. So again, we are about to take out the boss. We were about to take out. I'm sorry. We're about to take out one of the things on his shoulders. So there he is, sending out his wraps. You see the thing on his back that you need to take out and shoot. It is only visible from the back. And as you can see, we are about to get the worst thing that can possibly happen to you in a zombies boss fight after spending so long getting to this thing. We get that fatal crash that we all know and love. So here it is. Here's the fatal crash. Basically, our game just ended for no reason whatsoever, but we had basically done the boss fight. We had both of our max ammo still sitting there. We had the infinite revives that with infinite perks and everything like that, so it just kind of sucks. But that is the entire boss fight. You just need to shoot him while he's exposed on his shoulders and shoot him in the chest both times, and that is it. That's the 4 weak points, just the 2 shoulder things. The 2 things that come out whenever you're shooting wraps, destroy all those, and you'll be done. You'll win. And try not to get any errors like I did. All right, so that is the entire Gorod Krovi Easter egg tutorial. I know it was the longest one. It's one of the hardest Easter eggs in just length and the amount of stuff that you have to do and the amount of not messing up that you have to do. But if you guys want to check out the entire Easter egg ending cutscene, you're like, nah, F that business, I'm not about doing all that. Go ahead, just look in the description down below. There's going to be a link to the tutorial. Also, if there's any important changes to this Easter egg tutorial, if there's anything I messed up on or anything like that, you can also check the first line in the description is going to have any important changes. If there's nothing there, then this entire thing was correct. I've done this multiple times today, so it should all be correct, but keep in mind this is early on in the Easter egg, so there might be a few small changes or something like that, but I'll let you guys know in the top line of the description. What else we got? Yeah, it is going on 7 a.m. here. I have got about 6.5 hours of sleep in the past I think it's 50 hours now, so I'm gonna go ahead and head to bed. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I just wanted to get this rendered out so I can upload it first thing when I wake up tomorrow morning, and have a complete and total full tutorial for you guys to follow, and have the best experience with this Easter egg that you can. Post your results if you guys want to party up with anyone. Feel free to leave your gamer tags or PSNs or Steam IDs in the comment section. I'm sure people will be willing to play this as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of longer format. I wanted to explain every step in a ton of depth because there's a lot of steps, and I wanted to throw in some tips to make this much more doable for you guys, and a lot more of an enjoyable experience rather than something you have to like worry about if you're doing it right all the time. So that is about it, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed. If you have, the only thing that I ask is that if you guys aren't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if you did enjoy, hit that like button. But without further ado, guys, I really do appreciate all the support. This has been NoahJ456, and I'm out. Peace.
I'm shooting
Wrap launchers.